What's up guys, I'm Dakota Freeman and welcome to my channel. Today I want to take you to my camping kitchen. I'm super excited about this one because I love cooking and I love food. So I want to teach you guys how to cook into the outdoors just like I do. If you guys like food and love cooking in the outdoors, make sure you drop some comments down below to let me know. Hit that subscribe button, like it, and let's go ahead and dive in. So I have my entire kitchen in one drawer. I pull out this tote. This is gonna have my grill. This is gonna have all my pots and pans in it. Pretty much anything I need. So I have my little pot that I can fill up with water. I can bring this to a boil and be able to use this in the French press and make coffee in the mornings. I also have a stainless steel frying pan. I can use this in the morning to cook bacon, eggs, pretty much anything that I would need in the morning time. I can use this to cook on. Normally at this point, we're gonna start to pack up and head out to a trail, go dirt biking, hiking, whatever the day may bring. I'll normally take a snack with me, maybe a Cliff Bar, a sandwich of some sort, something just to give you some energy throughout the day. At the end of the day, probably make a little bit bigger meal. I have a pot that I can make chili on, or soups, or pretty much anything that we would need. If we're in a group setting that need a really big pot, I've got that too. This is really great for a spaghetti or something that you'd have a lot cooking at one time. I personally love cooking on campfires. Always check your fire restrictions, but this is my favorite way of cooking. You can't get more outdoor and traditional than cooking on a fire. So I always bring a cast iron skillet with me. This is my favorite way of cooking. Honestly, it has the best taste. You can simply make a fire, set this down in the coals, and cook whatever you could want. This is another must-have in my camping kitchen. All right, so now you saw all my pots and pans and my stove top that I cook on. Let's dive into more detail on the little necessities that I enjoy eating on when I'm out in nature. So I don't skimp. I've got the whole setup here, so I bring everything I need with me. All right, guys, so I want to go over my kitchen utensils that I use when I'm out camping. A couple of my favorite things and big necessities. Like I talked about earlier, I love coffee. So having a good coffee mug for in the mornings and a few drinks at night, this is gonna be a big one in having in my camping kitchen. I always like to bring a couple cutting boards with me. I like to cook for a lot of people, so I always have plates. This is really nice to have when you're out cooking. Some burger flippers, knives, because you know there's a lot of things that need to get cut up in the kitchen. And having a really good knife in the outdoors really makes your life that much easier whenever you're cooking in the outdoors. So I have all of my metal silverware here. I've got my forks, my butter knives, also a spoon. I like to have my metal reusable straw when in the outdoors as well. Obviously, you don't always have to bring all of these things with you when you go camping. This is just my camping kitchen because I have a lot more space in my setup here. I have some hand soap for washing your hands, washing dishes. That's something you want to forget is a can opener. No, I can't tell you how many times I've been in the outdoors without one of these and I'm using the pocket knife to get it open. So the most important thing when in the outdoors and cooking, and s'mores fans, I need you on this one. If you like s'mores, make sure you drop a s'more down in the comment below. The one and the only extendable marshmallow cooker. This thing is so handy when you're out at the campsite having a fire and you're ready to cook some marshmallows or some hot dogs, whatever it may be. But being able to just pull this out at any point, guys, I go to the desert, there's no trees out there, so if you're like, oh, I'm gonna find a tree, use that, that's great, and if you have trees around. But if you're in a place that doesn't, this thing is amazing. So definitely throw this in there. Super light, super easy, and it tosses in like everything else. Pretty much the only thing that wasn't in that tote was some bowls. I like to have bowls for fruit, yogurt in the morning, soups at night, chili. You never really know, but it's great to have some bowls with you. While we're in our other pull-out cabinet over here, I've got another roll of paper towels. Those are always good to have. An extra blanket. This is also a mat that I use whenever I want to set it on the ground and be able to lay down. Another thing I like to have in my kitchen, it also goes with it if you're ever cooking on a fire, is to have some newspaper. Newspaper is so easy to burn and it gets a fire going great. So I just have a couple of those laying around. You never know when you might need them. And obviously last in our camping kitchen, we're gonna have our water supply and our food supply in our cooler. This is the biggest deal of all because this is where the goods are kept. Make sure you bring plenty of water because you're gonna go through a lot more than you think when you're outside in the outdoors. Especially if you're going on hikes, adventures, or anything like that. Bring more water than you think. I've always found that using ice blocks in my cooler really keep it cold a lot longer. I can use cubes, but when I go for a longer trip, the cubes melt in a couple of days and I'm already having to go back to the store to get more ice. I can use ice blocks and keep this cooler cold for up to a week. And that's way better when you're in the outdoors because you really don't want to have to worry about getting ice all the time. All right, so now that you've seen my whole camping setup, let me show you how I pack it all in my truck. I'm gonna use these big totes to keep everything organized. I have my camping grill in here, propane gas for it as well, so everything I need is right here together. I have my French press. I keep this front and center for the morning time. This is a big deal in the morning for me. Diving into the back here, we've got our bowls. I also have all my pots and pans right here, easy to access, all different sizes. I stack everything on top of each other so it doesn't take up much room at all. So we'll go from the bottom to the top. I got my cast iron skillet, I have my frying pan, I also have a big stew pot and a pot for boiling water. So I've really got everything I could need in the pan world there. And when I want to cook big meals, so everything I would need in my normal kitchen at my house, I also have in my truck in my camping kitchen. Let's go ahead and see what kind of cookware I've got. I like to bring an array of stuff. I bring plates. These are great to have. Gives you something to eat on out in the middle of nowhere. I've got all my silverware, metal, coffee cups in the morning, drinks at night. These are a must-have. All right, diving into my other little pan here. This is also what I use whenever I'm cleaning my dishes at night. So I'll take all this out and then put a little bit of water in this and just reuse my dishwater so I'm not wasting a lot of water. But diving into it, I got something to flip some burgers with. I have a big spoon to stir with. I like to use a lot more wood, so I also have some wooden spoons to stir my food with. A can opener. It's gonna be hard to cut up all those vegetables without a knife. And having a good knife is gonna make your life so much better. So bring a good knife with you. A couple of them. At the end of the night, you're gonna want to scrub those dishes up, and it's better than using a rag. I like using one of these because it's not something that's gonna get stinky over time. These nylon bristles actually will dry up and not cause bacteria growth. So these work really well for me. I use some soap to make sure that happens. I leave it in a plastic bag so it doesn't leak on everything else going on in here, but it's nice and handy right there. I like to use reusable straws whenever I'm having drinks or something, so make sure you protect the environment and don't use plastic straws. Make sure it's reusable. This is my s'mores cooker. This thing comes in handy, especially in the desert. There's no trees out there, so being able to cook my s'mores or hot dogs with this little skewer is the best thing that I can find. I know everyone likes to be traditional and use a stick, but having one of these around really gets the job done quickly. So this has been my camping setup, and now I will show you how I pack it up. I'm all packed up, ready for the next adventure. Let's go get it. So I really hope this helps you know exactly what you need to set up your outdoor kitchen. I can't tell you enough how often I use this no matter where I'm at. It comes in handy more than I could think. Especially when you're camping and having the ease of having all of your stuff right there with you. It's so nice to be able to just pull it out, make whatever you want, just like if you were in your home. It really brings the outdoor comfort level up. Plus, who doesn't love really good food when you're outside enjoying it? I hope you guys liked my camping kitchen setup. I want to know about your camping kitchen down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys have going on for your setups. I'm Dakota Freeman, and I really hope this video helped you out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like it, and I will see you in the next video. So if you liked this video, make sure you watch this video right here.